special event alert.
The government shutdown is over, but the lines at the gate are back.
That was a good one. Good job. That was so good, Marty. Okay. Lines at the gate are... Yeah, they're back.
Yeah, they're back. Which is excuse number 323 for being late for changeover, your weekly space news and variety show. I'm your host, Marty Smith. I'm joined by our man in the closet, Jake Wall.
Hey. Good to see you, Marty.
We're bringing the latest headlines, updates, pertinent to all Guardians and to the other lower branches as well. So take your seats, get informed, and have a laugh because...
Late for changeover. What's the Rockies?
Hello.
You're not going to change it to the Everglades?
Well, that's what I was trying to... I was trying to come up with something from the mountain to the space coast. Right?
Yeah.
Something like that. That's where I was trying to get the AI video. Now, here's the thing. I was trying to do it on the cheap with ChatGPT. So I was like, can you generate an MP3 file that says late for changeover from the mountain to the space coast? And it's like, sure. How would you like to have it sound? Would you like a rock voice? Would you like an announcer voice? I was like, let's do an announcer voice at a rock concert. And they're like, okay, do you want them gravelly? And I was like, yeah, gravelly. You want background noise? Yeah, I want background noise, right?
That'll be 18.5.
No, when they ask me all these fucking questions, I'm getting excited. I was like, oh, yeah, this is going to be cool. And it gets down to the bottom is like, and it literally says, just to be transparent, I can't generate an MP3 file for you. But I can give you the prompts so you can go to another service to generate. I was like, ChatGPT, you fucking suck. So it asked me all those questions.
Gotcha.
And then it gave me, it was just like, copy this and paste it. So I copied it and I pasted it in the one thing. And the fucking voice just read what I copied and pasted. And I was like, fucking stupid. So. Anyway, good to see you, Jake.
You don't think it was user error?
I'm sure it was, but I was following ChatGPT. It hasn't really led me wrong so far, but it did this time. It was like, I guess these other ones are just like, that's not how we work. I don't know what AI you're listening to, but that's not how we work.
Yeah.
So maybe I should ask Grok.
Yeah.
My wife asked something called Claude. Okay. Have you heard of that? It's like
I haven't.
Called Claude, but
I've heard of Grok and ChatGPT, and
yeah,
there's a specific song making one that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, shit! Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know who's gonna capitalize on that, or is that with AI making music now? Does that just kill all capitalization?
No, I was thinking about that the other morning because I really like those like Snoop and Dre songs.
Yeah, those are cool.
But in the 50s style.
Right.
And whoever's YouTube channel they're on there, that's who's making money off of it. But it is literally, though, it's just taking all the lyrics and the style and the beats, like the flow of other people. So it can't do it without our innovation.
It has to start somewhere. It has to have something to work with.
Yeah, it has to have our innovation involved in it, or else it's not functional.
Which is ironic because a lot of those rappers who were sampling fucking 20 years ago songs, and they just put words to them, it's like, well, how much innovation were they doing? They're like, well, they took that originally written
they were taking
song,
hooks and stuff,
but I put my words to it. Like,
or they were layering multiple hooks over each other.
Right. I mean, it's. I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna go. We'll be out of a job. So AI could probably do this video better than you and I.
You're gonna retire anyway. No, it couldn't. It wouldn't be as authentic because the story.
Well, they would. I mean, they wouldn't. They wouldn't have the fuck ups. That's for sure. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's true. Yeah. I mean,
Well, you could probably program it. Like, I need you to mess up about 3 or 4 times and then correct yourself.
That's true. That's true. Well, Eric's out floating in the Caribbean, I think.
Yeah, nice, dude.
So,
I'm working on them can lines again.
See him after Thanksgiving. Fuck, Thanksgiving's next week, man.
Yep. You ready?
Do you have any holidays left for Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
You get holiday pay for that?
Oh. I got 2 days of holiday pay left.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, if you were working the full 40-hour week, I would expect you to go in after Thanksgiving, but I guess you get
so that week and Christmas week, we don't even get 32 hours. We get we only get 2 days or 3 days. We have the mandatory two off days. But we still have to maintain our 40 hours to stay full time, which I don't understand. But
what was the day without pay called that your company's calling?
Oh, leave without pay.
Leave without pay. You can't even do that.
No, you can't because, I don't know. They're just pushing you either part-time or full-time and draining your PTO.
Well, the government shutdown is long reach when it comes to
dude,
some of these contracts, man.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. So technically we still had money in there until next October, but there was no one at SSC to transfer that money over.
God damn.
And they were like, you got to stay open. You got to keep doing your job. And we're like,
well, if
got no money, dude.
This tonight's episode, if you're pissed off at the government for that, I'm going to even make you more pissed off with our stories and our history. So,
all right,
let's jump the F into it. The first story was, we haven't had a good space story in a while. And this isn't even U.S. space. That's what's funny about this. This is from space.com. So, orbiting satellite uses AI to reorient itself, which is a major step towards full autonomy in space. So, as I read through this, I want you to think, remember when they were talking about, they were talking about it even when we were sitting mission, if they're going to automate the system side.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So, think about that as I go through this thing. For the first time, researchers have controlled the orientation of a satellite in space using an autonomous AI, a major feat that could greatly improve the safety and effectiveness of satellites in space. Normally, these maneuvers are handled by human operators directing the satellite remotely or by programmed software routines, but both of those methods take considerable time and expense. It's not expense because you're just paying military guys and some contractors to do it. Right. But they don't account for every possible circumstance, especially ones that engineers fail to predict ahead of time. I don't know. I think the engineers for at least a geo belt are pretty good. There's not a whole lot of stuff they got to predict on there. Maybe Leo or Neo.
Leo's crazy. It's busy. Geo's
real busy, right?
Yeah, Geo's it's all getting busy, man.
Well, when I worked at GPS, man, they were going up on those birds like 4 times a day, right? They were always up on those fucking things. So, all right, I'm going to butcher this, but researchers at Julius Maximilians Universität of Würzburg,
Würzburg
in Germany,
JMU
have developed and demonstrated an AI system that can change the attitude of an orbiting satellite without any human input, showing that autonomous control of satellites in a real space environment is possible. Now, this acronym doesn't make any sense. I think it must be in German, but they say the project called the In-Orbit Demonstrator for Learning Attitude Control, and the acronym they have is LELAR.
Yep.
I don't know. It must be German. Uses a type of machine learning process called deep reinforcement learning to teach the satellite's flight control software how and when to adjust its own attitude when required. Rather than spending months or years programming a satellite's behavior directly, with this method, engineers can train the satellite to effectively program itself to do the same thing. The researchers developed the AI model in a lab at JMU using a high-fidelity simulator to train the model before uploading it to the flight controller of the InnoCube nano satellite, currently in low Earth orbit. So this is LEO they're talking about.
Yeah.
That's pretty significant. That's not a GEO. All right, tilt a little bit, right? This is LEO, like, ooh, swinging.
I mean, it makes sense, though, that you're going to experiment at that level before you throw it all the way out there and then something happens wrong.
If they could, LEO's got to be the toughest for this to work, right? It's got to be the toughest. It's got to be the most corrections.
Probably, yeah. I would think so.
If they can make it work at LEO, you're putting a lot of guys out of work. A lot of people out of work.
I mean, it's just the attitude control, right? Like that's
right for right now. For now,
but yeah, you're looking at reconditioning and solar panel.
Oh yeah, all the fucking satellite TV guys are like, hey.
Or these AIs are going to become sentient and they're going to just freak out because they're on orbit doing nothing all day but do this crap and just deorbit the shit out of stuff.
Go now.
I
6,
can't
8, 12. You're in. The initial test carried out during a satellite pass on October 30th involved setting a target out attitude for the satellite and letting the controller adjust itself to match. Using mechanical reaction wheels controlled by the new systems, the satellite adjusted itself to the desired orientation on its own, a feat the JMU team repeated on several subsequent passes. So they're already doing it. The Germans are already doing it, right? While the JMU team's demonstration might be the first time a satellite controlled its own orientation in orbit, it isn't the first use of AI systems to improve and automate important satellite functions. So it's already out there. NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab successfully used an automated AI system to perform dynamic targeting of a satellite's ground-facing camera to avoid cloud cover. Whoa.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And after successful lab tests, the U.S. Naval Research Laboratory is working to deploy its AutoSat system, which will let a satellite calibrate its own signal as well as send and receive data autonomously. Another step forward.
Mm-hmm.
The researchers at the University of California, Davis and Proje Space are also preparing to launch a satellite in the coming months that can autonomously monitor the health of its own systems, freeing up engineers for other tasks. What other tasks they got? You've been hired to do that job. Now you can go do Habitat for Homeless.
Mm-hmm.
It's a major step towards full autonomy in space, said Professor Sergio Montenegro, a LELAR team member at JMU. We are at the beginning of a new class of satellite control systems, intelligent, adaptive, and self-learning. So my question to you is this the end for the blue suiters in space operations? Or is it the beginning? Is it the beginning of the end, right? Because this is the bus, right? This is the bus side, telemetry, bus, still mission, at least for us, right?
I mean, even back
right?
when we were doing stuff, there was like those university experiments where they were just like getting texts and going, oh yeah, okay, I got to go send a command about this or send this command via text back. So it's kind of a logical step next, but it's going to change a lot of stuff if we're teaching all these tasks.
As soon as they start launching them, yeah. And Leo's not going to last long if they're doing it in Leo. So it's not like, oh, we launched a Cyber satellite that's going to be up there for the next 15 years. We launched a Leo sat that maybe will be up there for 5.
Exactly. And then it's coming back.
Yeah. So in 10 years, will we even have blue suit? Will we even have Space Force guys sitting operations, or is it just
Marty? Who else will be the tip of the spear?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah,
right. I mean, there are satellite systems down at Shriver where those guys aren't even on the ops floor, and they have, their watch goes off, and they're like, "Oh, I got to go do a pass," right? And they come back into the break room. So we're not that far from it anyway. Space Force is going to write itself out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with all these, every time I search articles, it's like a new company is in space ops. Like Firefly just bought SciTech. I was like, who the fuck is Firefly? But they're in it now. Proteus Space, Blue Origin. All these companies are out there. They're all billionaires, and they're just like, let's take a shot at space. Why not? Let's see if we can pick a contract up or two. And with the Pentagon looking at doing contracts differently, and they're giving them to everybody out there for competition, fuck, might as well. You get a government contract, you get a $500 million contract, you're good for a few years. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think it's on the way out. I think operators are on the way out. So
probably. And you know what, though, Marty? I do have a surprise news article that would contradict that.
Whoa. Do it, baby.
You ready for this?
Oh, absolutely.
This is from the Gazette, local Denver Gazette. Space Operation Command rebrands as Combat Forces Command on November 4th. Space Operation Command at Peterson Space Force Base is now Combat Forces Command. Marty, how do you feel about that name?
I wonder if that has something to do. Maybe I'm way out to lunch here, but right? What's moving to Huntsville, Alabama, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we're not them. We're this.
We're
so
combat
we stay
force.
here now.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the name change was made official Monday, ditches the Star Trek reminiscent acronym SPOC, SPOC, and helps convey the command's mission. I don't know what. Hey, Marty, you ever heard of anything called the CFC in the military?
CFC? No. What is the CFC?
Clearly, it's Combat Forces Command. It's not the widely known combined federal campaign.
The one where I have to mandatorily donate money?
Yeah, exactly. Not that. That's been jammed down everybody's throats for decades.
Oh, yeah. Got to sign up. Watch the thermometer fill up.
Yeah.
Every year. Right?
No, this is Combat Forces Command.
First of its kind, I guess.
First of its kind. First of its name.
Combat Forces Command has nothing to do with space.
Marty, come on. Tip of the damn spear. We're not support. Space Force is not support. They are combat.
We are combat force.
Yeah. What do you think the percentage of space personnel, guardians that have seen combat? What's the percentage?
You mean in infrared or
bullets shooting at people and people potentially dying in actual combat? Not
I would
support.
say, if you take retrainees, maybe 1%.
There you go. Even that, yeah. I'll take retrainees if you get to a whole percent.
If you get to a whole percent, yeah. Wow.
The name change better reflects the field command's critical responsibility as a Space Force's proponent for combat space power.
Really?
Yeah. Including generating and improving combat-ready forces. Okay, to execute service and combatant command assigned missions, the Space Force said in a statement. Lieutenant General Gregory Gagnon also took over leadership of the CFC on Monday and will lead 1,200 Space Force Guardians in the role.
Whoa.
Gagnon, a career intelligence officer, is a career intelligence officer and will replace Lieutenant General David Miller, who was nominated to become Deputy Chief of Space Operations for Strategy, Plans, Programs, and Requirements.
Whoa.
Yep. There you go.
So, as they lose Space Command
Space
to
Command.
Alabama,
Yeah.
they're just going to keep all the people, all the equipment, all the desks and everything and just go, oh, we're CFC now.
You know, it was the SPOC, though, the Space Operations Center.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, so they're just changing that and keeping it the same.
Yeah.
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 Well,
it's changing the name, but Eric would be. I'm pretty sure Eric's take a rash.
I can feel him on the boat
with
right
the
now.
Combat Forces Command rebrand.
If you think about that, even when we were there at Buckley, I am so tired of being gaslit by the leaders going,
that's what I'm saying.
You guys are tip of the spear. That is a weapon system. You're flying sorties. And it's just like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. I'm still convinced that they wouldn't have as significant a morale problem or a personnel issue if they would acknowledge it. Right?
Yeah.
Just acknowledge what we are. We're a great support agency.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And then there's always, and exercises like military war games are I love doing that stuff.
That's
your
forte.
They're still pushing space for space purposes. I'm like, get out there and integrate with the people that could use this, please. But then leadership's like, what's this going to do for my space operators?
Oh, it's
going to give them a big picture of what the hell's going on in the wartime environment. That's
Don't try to cram down that we are warriors. I mean, they're not. They're any more than the dirt boys are. But they don't tell the dirt boys they're tip of the spear. They tell them they're dirt boys, and they're the boys, fucking proudest guys.
Yeah, dude.
And they're like, "Fuck yeah, I drive that excavator."
Hell
like,
yeah.
have you been in combat? He's like, "No, I drive the excavator. Why
I can build you an airfield in the woods in a freaking 3 days,
so you can go to combat."
Yeah.
I mean, they do it well, and they don't need to be falsely pumped up. I don't know why that started, but this sounds like the same thing.
I think it's the leadership compensating. It's like the same thing as the Spings. Remember the Space Wings when they first came out?
Yeah.
Remember the rumor behind them?
No. What was the rumor behind them?
It was one of the generals at the Pentagon was purely like a space baby. And they had the original, just your career field patch.
Okay.
Well, every other general at the Pentagon in this freaking big picture meetings all had wings. They're Air Force. Of course, they're pilots of some sort, navigators, pilots, whatever.
Right.
And there's this space weenie there that can't acknowledge that he's there for good. So, man, I'm going to forget you guys. I'm making Spings.
I believe that. I believe that in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
But if they wanted to make us warriors, let us keep wearing a flight suit. That would have been, I would have felt like a warrior in that.
Dude, I fought a battle every winter walking to that MCSG. Dude.
That was cold as
in that flight suit, there's no insulation in those flight suits, man.
You want to up your numbers, Space Force? Go back to the flight suit. You'll up your numbers in a heartbeat. Fucking heartbeat, man. That's a good one. That's a good follow-up, bud.
There you go.
So we're going to be tip of the spear, but it's going to be automated, so nobody's going to be there. So.
Tip of the automated spear.
Tip of the automated spear. Where is our fucking robot? He could pop up right now and go, see, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
We got to think of a name for our robot too. So, all right, let's piss you off even more against our government. What do you say?
We got some ho-hum news articles today.
Yeah, we do. This is from military.com. There's a current bill in Congress that would force the VA to reveal a secret list of toxic exposure illnesses. So they know, but they're not telling us because they don't want to pay. So that's my take.
Like, Is that on? What'd you get exposed to? Oh no, yeah, nothing. Look like this.
When did you get exposed to it? Like a year ago. And like, how old are you? I'm 45.
We'll wait till
Like,
you're 73 and 4 types of
you
cancer.
got 20 years, baby, before we even recognize this thing. Lawmakers want the Department of Veterans Affairs to stop keeping veterans in the dark about which toxic exposure illnesses the federal agency is quietly studying behind closed doors. U.S. Senate Veterans Affairs Committee ranking member Richard Blumenthal, Democrat from Connecticut, introduced the presumptive cleared. Okay. Why do we have to make an acronym out of everything?
Oh, you have to.
This is called the presumptive clear legal assessment and review of illnesses from toxic exposure yields, or Clarity Act.
How, I just always think, how long did some poor bastard spend at a whiteboard?
He got tasked with that Friday morning, and they're like, you're not going home until you come up with something.
It was a group of like 10 people, 5 to 10 people, just sitting around in a whiteboard going, what about this?
Yeah. But now they can just run it through AI.
Run it through AI.
Well, Grok says this. Chat GPT says this.
Hey, Grok, we got a list that we want exposed of all the shit that we're literally killing our guys with, but we're not telling them about it.
What can you come up with? Let's call it the Clarity List, the Clarity Act. In early November, if passed, it would require the VA to establish a public website to educate veterans exposed to toxins on processes the agency uses to determine which conditions are correlated with military toxic exposures. Mm-hmm. So this doesn't guarantee you anything, but it does say, oh, I have a claim in for this. Are you guys even looking at that yet? So there's some complicated language. I tried to pare it down as much as I can. This measure Blumenthal said in a statement, this measure guarantees essential information of veterans suffering from toxic exposure-related illnesses. They need and deserve to know whether their specific conditions qualify for PACT Act presumptive care and benefits. I'm really proud of us for doing that article on the PACT Act. I still think we were one of the first. So this is especially critical as the VA is reportedly rolling back coverage of conditions without scientific evidence.
What? No.
Some lawmakers say the change would end years of silence from an agency accused of operating behind closed doors and give veterans clarity on decisions that shape their health care and disability benefits. Congress is trying to pull back the curtain on how the VA handles toxic exposure illnesses after years of veterans saying they cannot get straight answers about the conditions under review. Now, really what the VA is like, well, we would get that, but I've got 1,000 people who say their tinnitus is back, so they want 5% more. So I got to plow through all those claims before I get to you.
First.
So. Advocacy and research groups said the bill could provide clarity for veterans struggling with illnesses tied to burn pits, chemical exposure, contaminated water, hazardous waste, and PFAS, or the forever chemicals, right?
Yeah.
Many service members and their families have been exposed to toxic chemicals while living on bases right here in the United States.
Well, no.
Poor. You did that article way back when we were first starting about the Hawaii fuel leak.
Oh, the Hickam. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
God,
and then we talked about the one over here at Pete.
Yeah, we sure shit did.
Right.
The Pentagon, along with the VA, can and should do a better job of tracking environmental exposure to a wide range of contaminants and informing the individuals what the long-term health impacts might be, says Jared Hayes. The legislation arrives after years of complaints from veterans who say the VA often evaluates toxic exposure illnesses behind closed doors. Families receive little insight into where their illnesses lie in the review pipeline or whether the VA is even considering them. So you put your paperwork in and they're working on it. Yeah, we're working on it. I show it. It's in progress.
Yeah.
Can you tell me anything else on that? It's in progress. That's all I know. Right. Veterans groups that push for clear answers as illnesses believed to be tied to service continue to emerge across generations. Burn pit exposure, fuel leaks, chemical sites, and contaminated drinking water have forced veterans and families in search for answers with limited information about where their conditions stand in VA reviews. Researchers warn that inconsistent public information and slow review timeliness leave veterans guessing. Some families discover years later that their illness was under VA review, even though no public record existed, which means that maybe their family member actually died without ever getting resolution to their review. So, but, on all that stuff, that's great. The PACT Act came up. All those people flooded it. Oh, fuck, we didn't budget for all these people. Well, what the hell did you expect, right?
You didn't have an idea about how many people were
had to have
exposed to
some
this.
idea, right?
Like,
right, you had to.
How many people are possibly doing this? Like, I don't know, more than 4?
No, let's go 10. Let's go 10 for the year. 10 for the year. That's way overestimated.
Yeah.
But didn't we do that story about they were running out of money because there were so many claims on the PACT Act that were legit, right?
Yeah.
And then we did that story a while ago. I can't remember if you were on, but they're finally VA's finally recognizing Gulf War illness, right? So yes, they should budget more because there's going to be a lot more shit. But it leads me to think: is there any more dangerous profession, statistic-wise,
dude,
than the military? I mean, and take deaths from combat, put those aside. But all the other deaths and illnesses and cancers and everything else, man. God bless. We're just killing all these guys.
The suicides, the freaking everything.
Oh, yeah. The suicides are out there.
Like,
too.
It's a miracle. It is interesting, though, if you look at the average lifespan of U.S. males, and then you look and you do the average lifespan of a male veteran, and it's literally like freaking 8 years less.
Is it really?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Oh my God,
like, well,
man.
I'm retired early.
And this, we're talking about this now in 2025. But look at all these just in our lifetime. Let's look at the last 40 years. These guys have come down with fucking unknown cancers, just ill for no reason. And then they go, oh, yeah, this is tied to all the depleted uranium we shot over in the desert.
Yeah.
Or the oil wells that we forced you to suck up that were burning for 6 months before we shipped you home. It's just like, God damn. Oops, sorry about that. We had a little bit of fuel in the water. But we're cleaning it up now. Or the black mold in the barracks. It's just like, God damn.
Dude.
We have not taken care of our people.
No, not at all.
And I use that as a dovetail into our unheralded history segment.
Well, hold on, Marty.
I
honestly think at some point in time we're going to see a late night TV advertisement for like, were you at Schriever Space Force Base between these?
Yeah. Easy.
Because we know the water's nasty out there.
The water's terrible.
It's terrible. It's like you leave it on the counter for a day and there's sediment and it's cloudy. And you're like, how is this healthy?
Right.
And then they're like, well, we got now new water fountains that you can refill your water bottles. I'm like, okay, cool. The filters were getting too expensive, so we bypassed it. That's literally what happened in Building 24.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Did the gallon thing keep counting before you changed the filter?
No, that thing quit a year ago. You're not saving anything. You're just pumping more toxins from the pipes in there into your system.
Well, weren't there some claims up in Thule because didn't they have some walkway that goes right between the radomes?
Oh yeah, something like that.
I thought they had some cancer claims for that.
Where
radiation, but every base we worked,
or it was at what's the North Dakota one?
Cavalier.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I mean, all our bases are just filled with emitters. It's just fucking radiation going in and out of her body all day, right?
Yep.
So I always said, I'm waiting for the class action suit against Sunblock, just on the civilian side. But there's got to be something. I mean, the water was so bad, so we're bringing in plastic water bottles from home, which are leaching PCBs, right? Forever shit into our blood system anyway. So I don't know. It's it's like the F-14 Tomcat guys who are like, oh, we were sitting on a FLIR for fucking 20 years. That's why we all have testicle cancer. So it's what's coming. What is our grandkid? What are our kids going to tell the story about why dad passed because he came up with some weird space disease, because we are just irradiated constantly. So but let's get into more of how the government can piss you off, right? Dude. So this week for Unheralded History, I am doing the Bonus Army or the Bonus Expeditionary Force of 1932. So this is just, oh man, I started reading this thing and just how bad they were going to treat these guys. So Bonus Army of 1932 has to do with World War I vets. And the real quick summary is on July 28th, 1932, President Herbert Hoover sent in the military to deal with a group of World War I vets who marched on Washington. And they were called the Bonus Army or the Bonus Expeditionary Force. 8 years prior, so they're already through World War I. They're done. They made it home, right?
Yep.
And they're like, hey, where's this pay? And
where's our bonuses?
Yeah. 8 years prior in 1924. So the United States government passed a World War Adjusted Compensation Act. It granted bonuses based on days served in the war, but only small amounts were paid immediately. Anything over $50, I should have looked that up, what that inflation adjusted to.
Oh, yeah.
But anything over $50 was issued as a certificate of service, only redeemable in 1945. So Congress, so the government's like, okay, we'll give you compensation in 1924 that you can collect in 20 years. 20 years.
Yeah.
This caused a problem when the Great Depression hit, as people did not want to wait decades to collect their compensation, understandably. In 1932, veterans started protesting and demanding immediate cash payments of their bonuses. It's hard to tell exactly how many vets were involved, but at first only a few hundred were rallied by a former Army sergeant named Walter Waters. But they grew into thousands and later into tens of thousands. The Bonus Army, also known as the Bonus Expeditionary Force, consisted of approximately 43,000 veterans and their families. They descended on Washington at the height of the movement and settled in shantytowns. There was a lot of settling in shantytowns back then, right? Hooverville, right? Wasn't that Hooverville where all the unemployed were living in Hoover boxes, right? Despite the House of Representatives passing a bill for immediate payment on June 15th, 1932, so they did something. They're like, oh, there's a lot of fucking people. We got to pass something. The Senate rejected it 2 days later. So the House passed it. Senate said, F those guys. Many veterans remained in Washington. On July 28th, President Herbert Hoover ordered the police to clear the veterans from government buildings. A confrontation ensued, resulting in the deaths of 2 veterans. President Hoover then dispatched the U.S. Army, led by Army Chief of Staff General Douglas MacArthur, with then Major George Patton and MacArthur's aide, Major Dwight Eisenhower, to clear the camps. Supported by cavalry and tanks, the troops used tear gas and bayonets to disperse the veterans and their families and then burn their shelters.
Yeah.
Done. There you go, sir. Done.
So the agreement, Marty, was what? They would get it in this when they're 50 or 60, but then the economy collapsed. So they're like, we need this money.
We could use that now. We need that shit now.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's something that the government owed them and promised them, but they had promised at a later date.
Right.
Yeah. But so I don't know. It just blows my mind that the whole Eisenhower and MacArthur and that
is fantastic.
That whole conversation, because we were talking before this, how many, like the president was like, don't roll on these boys with force, like try to get them out peacefully. They're veterans, like don't do this. And Patton, notorious for slapping enlisted people for malingering and freaking and rolling in on people who he thought were soft. Meanwhile, he's traveling with, on his own dime, everywhere he went. He went with his own wardrobe setups and everything, his own nickel-plated.
He's the richest officer ever in the United States.
Dude, he didn't need the general pay or the military pay at all. He was already well off.
He's just a wealthy dude looking for something to.
But the fact that military members, active duty military members, go into this scene and they see basically disenfranchised veterans, which is the potential of their future outcome. You know,
good point.
And they're like, let's fix bayonets, boys.
Look at these hippies.
Look at this riffraff.
Yeah, let's mow them over and like, hey, dude, you're going to be right where I was.
And like all those dudes had seen more combat. Those World War I guys had seen more combat than the guys rolling up on them.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because it was already over, right?
They're so lucky. So fortunate that didn't escalate.
Listen to the
full-blown.
Did you read listen to this wiki, right? About the Bonus Army. At 1:40 p.m., General Douglas MacArthur ordered General Perry Miles to assemble troops on the ellipse immediately south of the White House. Within the hour, the 3rd Cavalry, led by George Patton, then a major, crossed the Memorial Bridge, with the 12th Infantry arriving by steamer about an hour later. So this is no small force against the protesters. At 4 p.m., General Miles told MacArthur that the troops were ready, and MacArthur said that Hoover wanted him to be on hand as things progressed so that he could issue necessary instructions on the ground. At 4:45, MacArthur commanded the 12th Infantry Regiment and the 3rd Cavalry Regiment, supported by 5 light tanks commanded by Patton, formed in Pennsylvania Avenue, while thousands of civil service employees left work to line the street and watch. The Bonus Army marchers, believing the troops were marching in their honor, cheered the troops until Patton ordered the cavalry to charge them. They're like, yay, they're on our side.
Hey, we got support. Oh, wait.
Mowing them down.
And Patton, of course.
After the cavalry charged, the infantry, with fixed bayonets and tear gas, entered the camps, evicting veterans' families and camp followers. No shots were fired. The veterans fled across the Anacostia River to their largest camp, and Hoover ordered the assault stopped. Here we go on MacArthur. MacArthur chose to ignore the president and ordered a new attack, claiming that the bonus marchers was an attempt to overthrow the U.S. government. 55 veterans were injured and 135 arrested. During the military operation, Major Dwight Eisenhower served as one of MacArthur's junior aides. Believing it wrong for the Army's highest-ranking officer to lead an action against fellow American war veterans, he strongly advised MacArthur against taking any public role. Quote, I told that dumb son of a bitch not to go down there. I told him it was no place for the chief of staff. Despite his misgivings, Eisenhower wrote the Army's official incident report that endorsed MacArthur's conduct. So, there was more to that summary, but I wanted to read it where MacArthur's like, hey, this is a commie plot. Like,
of course.
Take it easy, dude. Save that for Korea. So, however, the forceful eviction of the Bonus Army by the U.S. Army significantly damaged Hoover's public image and contributed to his defeat. A subsequent march the next year in 1933 was met by a different approach by President Franklin Roosevelt. He offered them jobs through the Civilian Conservation Corps, which many veterans accepted. The Bonus Army's advocacy played a role in the passage of the Servicemen's Readjustment Act of 1944, also known as the GI Bill of Rights, which provided substantial benefits to World War II veterans and is seen as a lasting legacy of the Bonus Army's efforts. So,
Yeah.
Interesting. That's the Bonus Army of 1932.
That is, yeah, it's just a crazy experience.
But you overlay that with, oh yeah, we discharged people because they wouldn't take a COVID shot. And they're like, how would they do that? We've been doing that to our own army for a long time. Man.
Yeah, man.
We've been screwing over the military for a long time.
Yeah.
And we're still proud veterans. So it's just like,
that's exactly it. And I'm so
history.
hopeful for the future of the U.S.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always think the best of it, but man, it's just they make it so easy. Like leadership makes it so easy to talk.
Yeah, we just came off one story where we're not recognizing the shit that people went through that we deployed for 20 years.
That's what's crazy is they know.
They know.
They have a list.
It's all a money game, though, because we can't pay everybody for this shit.
Because if they're informed, then they'll be like, oh, that's what this problem is. I can directly link this to that.
I think that's what the PACT Act opened up those doors, and they're like, yeah. I slept next to a burn pit for a fucking year. No wonder I can't take a deep breath anymore. So I hope they get the care that they deserve, because God knows they're not going to clean up the conditions that they live in.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll just pay them afterwards. So
yeah.
Anyway, Jake, tell me about Project Pigeon.
Ooh, Project Pigeon, man.
Good. I know you love the weird ones.
It's just the innovation, right? And I like the social engineering of this.
It's so mad scientist.
Oh, dude. If you know anything about this, the psychologist that did this.
Skinner did it, right?
Skinner, yeah. B.F. Skinner.
Yeah.
He did a bunch of different experiments.
Free to do whatever he wanted, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. And Harvard's like, well, whatever, man.
He's a behaviorist, I think.
Yeah, he founded like the ability to modify that behaviors theory kind of thing.
Okay.
Modify behavior. And he had a box where he could modify the behavior.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. But he loved pigeons.
Okay.
And so they're having this problem in World War II where there's no ability to launch a missile and then have it home in. So what do? Who does this the best in nature? Pigeons. So he literally buys a handful of pigeons, homing and then generic breed pigeons.
Oh.
And he trains these pigeons to tap on a screen when specific targets are available. And then he provides them with hemp seed as a reward. Oh. So it's kind of a Pavlovian response, right?
Yeah, sure.
So they're like, oh, there's a mining facility. Oh, there's a weapons facility. And the pigeons are in there tapping away. And meanwhile, it's adjusting the missile. So it was so classified that he didn't really know what the parameters of the missile were.
Really?
Or the final outcome of this. He's literally just training pigeons to do this job.
That's insane.
So I know it's crazy. So he figured out, well, first of all, one of the great things about this, the funding for this came from the sponsor, General Mills Incorporated.
Yes, the cereal
maker. Breakfast cereal people. Right?
Wow.
The head of the mechanical division heard about Skinner's research and was intrigued. He convinced the company to provide technical support for Skinner's research. Because of their support, Project Pigeon was funded and took off. In 1943, the project was given a contract with the Office of Scientific Research and Development.
Oh,
Okay.
is that like a precursor to DARPA?
Probably. Yeah. So they figured out that the best way to get these birds is to mount 3 individual pigeons, like a matter of, if one's just off dicking around, right? So they got pigeons mounted in 3 separate areas of this missile. And there's an image in front of them, and the pigeons then tap on the target.
Wait, they're like in the missile?
Yeah.
What
They're
the
homing pigeons. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Oh, they're sacrificial.
My
Thank you for your service, Mr. Pigeon. Right?
Insane.
I know, it's so fun, dude. So sadly, of course, for all the animal maybe not sadly, for all the animal activists, Skinner's pigeons never made it off the ground. In a missile, that is. The project was nixed during World War II, largely because the project was absolutely ridiculous. Even Skinner lamented that no one would take their war pigeons seriously.
I don't know how reliable it would be.
Despite the project pigeon cancellation, Skinner continued to train and test his pigeons for several years.
Why not?
Continued to show significant results. So
God. That is fucking hilarious.
They were trying to use homing pigeons in homing missiles.
So they were going to be in the missile, like looking out the window.
Potentially, yeah.
And like, being able to control the missile.
Or have some sort of reflective image.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then they would tap on like a pressure sensitive plate with their beak when they saw the location.
Yeah.
And then it would shoot hemp seeds at them. They're like, hell yeah. Hemp seeds were like, it said it multiple times that pigeons loved the hemp seeds.
Apparently, give their life up for.
Yeah, dude.
That's their last meal.
Last hurrah.
God.
Going out high.
Did it ever get to experiment? Did he ever try?
Not that I know. No.
That is so. All those psychologists, when you first learned it, like, oh, Freud, what a great thinker. It was like that guy was high like all the time.
Dude,
right?
Dude, Skinner, the stuff that Skinner did was, you're like, But I guess I'm wondering what we're doing now that
you said that last week, right?
Now again.
Yeah.
What kind of crazy shit are we doing now that history will look back and at us and be like,
in 2005, they were like, what?
Can you believe what they were doing?
Yeah. Oh my God. Why?
It's fun though.
I love that the leadership would just buy off on these. Yeah. Give it $1 million. Let's see what he can do. Yeah.
They're like, who's going to give him money? Is it coming from our budget? No, man. General Mills. The Cheerios guys?
Oh, yeah. Let's see what they can come up with.
Fine. It's their money. Mess with them.
And then for the next 10 years, General Mills goes, hey, hemp is pretty good in the cereals. Kids will love it. Coke's putting cocaine in their shit. We could put hemp in ours.
We're bringing it back, boys.
I love that you're uncovering all the fucking wacko ones, man.
It's just fun.
It is, as you're looking these things up. So we're uncovering the seedy side of our U.S. history.
Yeah.
I dig it. Eric would have loved that one. I think
Eric would have loved
that one. Let's close shop, man. Let's close it up then.
All right, man.
On Project Pigeon. On behalf of all of us here, I'd like to thank you for listening today. All of us. On behalf of Jake and I'd like to thank you for listening today. Please like, share, subscribe, and let us know how we did in the comments. And make sure next week that you are not
Late for Changeover.
Every time, man. It's a good time. Dude.
Jake, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. I always love laughing with you. Eric, have a good cruise. And to everyone listening and watching, go.
No, I'm looking forward to the tan line updates.
Oh,
from Eric.
Gotta be a thing. He'll never show us the thong.
I wonder if there was another self-waxing incident. He won't ever.
He won't cop to it.
He won't
His
cop to it.
wife might.
He might be getting better.
Oh yeah, he's been on several cruises.
Mm-hmm.
And he's without the kids, or is he going with? No, I think he's just going with friends. So
He'd wax either way. Don't play it off.
oh yeah, he can't go. Look how long he kept his head bald. Now he's forced to grow back out, but he doesn't really like it. He doesn't really.
I bring it up every time. What's going on with that hair?
And he does this.
And he's like, if I wife love.
He's unsatisfied. He likes it shorn, just like the rest of him.
He was a beautiful bald man.
To everyone listening and watching, thanks for watching and listening. We'll see you next week.
See you, Marty. Have fun.
See you, Jake. Thanks, man.